It was an old friend of Coach Moses. You know, we were in there, and we're kind of um, his message was mild. Mystery, um, mystery, incentive, laughter, and empowerment. And we did a couple of different activities. Having a good time with it. And just kind of getting comfortable with each other, and taking away all judgment, all laughing at each other, laughing with each other, and things like that. Just kind of bring us closer, and kind of show that we can get to know each other, on a deeper level. And not liking but loving each other, and that'll translate out here. But just in there having a good time, having a great conversation, and kind of getting to know everybody on a deeper level.
How often do you guys do stuff like that?
We haven't done it very often this year. We had a couple speakers last year, but I think it was great. Just to get in there and have a good time with everybody. Talk, just get some time away off the court. Just kind of enjoy each other as people. That was another big message of his, was that yeah, we're athletes, but we're human beings at the end of the day. We're reminded of that every day.
Jalen, how are you feeling, and how good has it been to be back at practice?
I'm great. Oh, I'm great. I've had the biggest smile on my face. These past, like 2 weeks. Just being able to do more every day, ramping up. Going from in the weight room to actual on-court workouts, to ones, to threes. To now playing fives. All of it has been great. Like I said, I feel like I've been through enough rehab for a lifetime. But every time I'm going through it, I've really gained something different out of it. Whether it's where I need my body to be at, conditioning, slowing the game down, to now where, I think I felt the most comfortable, doing whatever I want and need to on the court, as I ever have. So for as much as it sucks, I hate being out. I hate missing, all these moments with my teammates in games. And, when we're in position to make a run, life kind of throws things at you sometimes to challenge you, see what you're made of, and how you're going to bounce back from it. And, yeah, I think I've taken it well, I've handled it well mentally and physically. And, now I'm ready to get back out with my brothers and, go on this run, go get what's ours.
What kind of was the onset of the concern? I know there was like ankle soreness. Was it concern about the surgery that you had in the off season, or like what kind of built to like saying, hey, we need to take a pause here?
Just the same ankle I had surgery on, just flaring back up, and we did the surgery to take care of all the problems, so we wouldn't have to revisit it, and it just kind of ended up coming back. So just making sure that the issue is put to rest. It's not something that we have to worry about anymore. Before it becomes a bigger issue. Because again, these are long seasons. And we're playing well. The guys are doing and handling their business. We all want to be in the best position possible. And ready to hoop. So we can make this run and be playing in end of April. So. Yeah, just getting ready for that, and making sure that everything is taken care of and going about the right way.
Did you because you missed 5 games, I think, in late October, because of sprained ankle. Did you, when you came back, were you still experiencing soreness immediately after coming back?
Not from that, no.
Not from that.
Yeah.
So when did, I guess, you start having problems with it again?
It was leading up towards those Philly games, and then that last Philly game, we had talks about it, to go or not to go. Ended up trying it out. Seeing what we could play through, and then after that one, just came to the decision, let's just take care of it, and kind of did the issue.
We talked with Mose about this yesterday, just the patience.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like for you personally, and just also the team message, just being more patient because it was that, the ankle you've had problems with for the past, 9-10 months?
Yeah, absolutely. And, that's what I'm saying. Like, we try to go about it, already the off season, to take care of it, so it wouldn't be an issue again. And, just things don't always work out how you want them to. So, now that it, came back, and, taking our time, making sure that, we were deliberate with it, and making sure that so when I do come back, there's no soreness, there's no it feels good this day, bad this day, just so that it's all taken care of. And, this is not something that I have to continue to worry about.
Team's on a pretty good run here of late. What have you seen, watching from the sideline, has kind of enabled that run?
It's been an excellent December. Obviously a bit tough, coming to an end, with the suspensions and, and we dropped the last couple. But I think we were playing excellent as a team, and we were very selfless. And that goes for moving the basketball. That goes for being in positions on defense and covering for each other and protecting the paint. But also, like, when we were on that run, we had a swagger and a confidence. Like going into Boston back to back. Like, nah, we're gonna come win these games. Like, you're gonna have to beat us for them. And really, give it your all. By the end of the night, when you're in a locker room, whether win or lose, you're gonna say, dang, like, that was a fight, that was a battle, and I think we were carrying that. So now I think going into this new year now, getting everybody back, after being banged up, which is unfortunate for us, but those things you can't control. We're kind of getting that groove back, getting that mold back, and just coming into it. Ready to rock. We understand the position that our team is in right now, in this point of the season, and we're ready to make this run and, again, do what we have to do because we've shown that it's possible already, and that standard is set, so now it's about matching it every day.
What is the challenge of coming back in the lineup? Like, there's obviously a set rotation, players are kind of used to playing with each other. What's the biggest challenge of trying to insert yourself or kind of get yourself back into the group when you start playing?
I think it's just getting back into the rhythm and flow. When you don't play fives, 5-on-5, and you kind of know everything 1-on-0, 1-on-1, 2-on-2. Like, it's just not the same feel as getting up and down the court, having to guard, having to be in help, get through screens, and then sprint back down the floor, space the floor out, get to the corner, come off a ball screen with a big, two-man and help side, and the person in the gap. Like, I think just getting used to those things again, I think is the hardest part. But, I mean, like I said, it's a good thing that I've gone through this enough now to where, I kind of know what I got to do so that I'm prepared for that moment. So, that's why we've been doing these things on the court, making sure that, when I'm out there and I'm ready to go, for me, myself, mentally and physically, there's no doubt. It's go play with confidence and, do what I do.
Everybody good?
I
Can I one more? You can go first.
I was gonna say, it's clear your passion and love to be on the floor is evident. Just how tough has this been? How much has this tested your patience being out for as long as you have been with this, I guess, the ankle soreness?
It's definitely been difficult, especially, not being able to go on the road with the guys, when we were playing well and, things were going great. I want to be a part of that, and that's been my mindset from the day I got here. This group of guys, and our coaching staff, and everybody involved, just a great group, and when you're not able to be a part of that, you have to see it from a distance. You know that they still love you, care for you, you're still a part of them. But just being away, definitely is tough. So I think that road stretch was hard. But again, they were all checking on me. We were always talking. Whether it was me and Coach Nate, Coach Mose, talking to the guys after the game, whatever. We were always in conversation. I was staying locked in with it. So definitely been a test of patience. But again, it's every time it's happened. I've grown as a player and a person. So sometimes you got to take these things, for what they are. Learn from them, grow from them. Look at a glass half full, not half empty. And keep it pushing.
Do you have a time frame you're targeting to get back by?
ASAP. I feel great.
When you finally get that green light, I know you said you're feeling great. And you finally get the green light to come back. What does that do for you?
It's up. It's straight like that. Again, like I've been patient, with the process, and we've done everything the right way and handled it the right way. Now I'm ready to step back out on this court and, again, continue to build on what I've been doing already. I felt confident, from the first game of the season, even to now, and it's continued to build. So ready to go, be able to be out there, get some bump, help my brothers, and, go get some wins.
Group, how good has it been to have a couple practice days to go over things and work out kinks?
I think it's been really helpful, really good. You don't always get, a couple of days in a row to practice, so it's been good, just like you said, sharpening up on the things that we need to work on and, just growing closer as a team.
What have been the main points of emphasis over the last couple of days that you guys have been trying to work on?
I would say really defensively, guarding the pick and rolls and boxing out, I think, making sure the low man's, present and on time. So really just defensive stuff.
What do practices look like? I don't remember, at least this season, you guys having back-to-back practices, even having the time to do so. Like, what's the focus from yesterday versus today?
Yesterday was more live stuff, more scrimmaging. Today was more teaching, in development. So I think it was just, but both of them I think helped us, So I think the coaches, are just taking advantage of this time that we have, and players. I think we're trying to just use it to the best of our ability.
After the last game, you talked about shots and missing the easy ones that you normally make. What can you do to kind of get yourself back in the rhythm and make those shots? Is it just a matter of making the shot, or is there anything you can do specifically?
Yeah, I think it's just a matter of being locked in and just you kind of hit points in the season where you kind of get, I think, just at least this being my first season, just playing all the games and the day-to-day grind. I think sometimes it can catch up to you and just you can become too not comfortable, but just you kind of just get stuck in the daily routine. And I think just locking back in mentally and bringing excitement from every day for myself. Just being excited to play the game, I think is what it is. And yeah, I mean, and you're not gonna make shots every game, so that's gonna happen. But just being able to bounce back and learn from it, I think is my biggest thing.
And some of the other guys, do they help you? Do you ask them about adjusting to an 82-game season and the fact that there's so many games now compared to the college level?
Yeah, I think that's just been one of the more bigger things I've had to adjust to. Is just all the games, all the playing. It's a high level every night, and so you got to be able to be ready to bring it. So that's something that I think I've done well, but you just got to continue to be better and try and do it even more consistently. Because in order to be a great player and a good team, you have to bring it every night. You can't pick and choose.
How do you stay even keeled, even through when your shot's not falling or you may not getting the results that you want? How do you keep steady mentally?
Just because I know I'm getting everywhere I want to get to. I mean, shoot, the last game, every shot I took, I felt was a good shot. I felt was a shot that I usually make. It just didn't go in. So as long as I'm getting to where I need to get to and getting the shot I want, I don't ever, I'm never going to feel flustered or worried about anything just because, those are shots that, I can make a lot of the time. So just, staying even, like you said, and having fun. I think sometimes you get, you lose a couple games or whatever. You want to be, you kind of get being serious and being focused confused with having fun. You got to be able to try and do both.
How nice is it to see guys coming back from injuries and getting into practice and kind of get reacclimated with the team?
It's great, having Jalen coming back, Jonathan coming back. Both those guys are really talented and can help us a lot. So to get them back up to speed, Jalen's been in and out all year. Jonathan, yet to play this year. So, just excited to get them back and see what we look like. We got a deep team and feel like, with those guys back, it makes a difference.
There's obviously the excitement of having those guys back, but what's the adjustment like to having the lineup change a little bit to welcome these guys back? Like how do you kind of learn to kind of roll with bringing those guys back while still maintaining the level that you guys were at without them?
I don't think it's gonna be too big of a problem. I mean, both of these guys been playing for the Magic, for years, so I think they'll be able to adjust really well. I think we'll, be able to adjust to them being in the lineup right away, and we're going to be able to. They're both unselfish players. We both everyone has a feel for what they do. They know what they bring to the table, so we're just going to accept them with open arms.
Everybody good?
Well, the league's expected to announce Rookie of the Month maybe today, tomorrow. You're a strong candidate for that award. Just what would it mean to you to win if you did?
I think it would be cool to win Rookie of the Month. I don't even think. Yeah, I haven't felt like this has been my best month, so that would be good to win it. Even though I feel like I could have been much better this month, but yeah, I mean that's nice. I think going into this new year, new month of the season, it's just a new focus. Got to refocus on the games we got in front of us. Got a big West Coast trip, so I'm excited for that. And yeah.
Good deal. Thanks, Paolo. Coach, we saw Bull entered health and safety protocols. How's he doing? And how much would you guys miss him if he were to have to miss tomorrow's game?
Well, he did enter health and safety protocols, so he most likely will miss tomorrow's game. Obviously, I just want him to feel better more than anything. That's the most important piece for us.
For your group, how valuable has these last two practice days been? Obviously, it's so hard to get them during the course of the season. especially for a young group, how much has this practice time meant to them?
It's been great. Obviously, it's a little bit of a reset. Get back to the fundamental things that we've kind of missed out on in these past few games. Our ability to get back to our defensive level of things, and then offensively just continuing to move the basketball, share the basketball, and then just coming together on the court, being able to practice with that sense of joy, enthusiasm for being in the gym with one another.
Jamal, given what happened last night on Monday Night Football, I know it's a completely different sport, but there is still some contact in a game like this. I mean, after you see something like that, what kind of conversations do you have with the guys? What kind of impact do you think that has on anything that you guys do?
I mean, in all reality, it just puts it all into perspective. I think we get caught up in wins and losses, growth and development, and all those things, and we forget that these young men are human. They have families, they have kids, they have wives, they have whatever it is, they're human beings. And I think that's the most important thing that our guys, that we want to remember, that, my heart and my prayers go out, to his family. We have to remember these all are human beings, these young men going through a lot of things, and that we have to remember that first and foremost.
You're obviously a father, but you're, a coach to many guys on this team. So having that perspective, I don't know if you saw it live, but when you see something like that, I mean, what does that do? Like, how does that make you feel in that moment?
In that moment, it hurts your heart. You go and attach to it could be any one of these young men going through something. It could be your kids. And I think that's what it's most important to remember in those moments, that it could be anyone. And so that's why I said my heart and my prayers go out strongly. But to remember that, again, wins and losses are big in this thing, but more important is the human beings that we are in this moment, and we must take care of each other, not just mentally and physically.
Asking Paolo about this, we talked about him yesterday, just in terms of, he admitted he didn't feel like he had his best month in December, but still in consideration for Rookie of the Month. Just what would it mean, or what do you think it would mean to him to win that, even though he doesn't feel like he played his best?
Well, I think it's huge. This young man who continues to put a body of work in, being first in the gym, last in the gym, studying film, understanding the ebbs and flows of the game, and how he can continue to work to get better. That's what he's striving to do. So I think, getting that award, if it does occur, I mean, that's a big accomplishment that show that the work that you do put in, pays off in a lot of ways.
He talked after, and we just asked him about it, but he talked after that last game about some of the shots that he missed, some very easy ones, and other guys missed as well. As a coach, what can you do to kind of get them? I mean, it's making and missing shots, but as a coach, can you do to get them, better looks, or just kind of to have better chances down there?
Well, that's interesting that he talked about the shots that he got. We actually had the same conversation about some of his play in college. It's one thing if you're not getting the shots where you want them, and you're taking bad shots. He was getting where he wanted to go. And so a part of that is just a different level of concentration. Maybe it's some rest in different times. It's different things that we can use it in different ways, but I think for the most part, he's getting there. He's getting to the basket. He's getting to his spots on the floor that he wants to. We'll have the discussion when he's not getting there and have to figure out how to adjust what the defense is doing to him. When that happens, then that's a different discussion.
How nice is it to get guys back like Jonathan and Jalen back into the swing of things with practice, especially with everything that's going to be coming up in the next few months for you guys?
I think it's huge for us to be able to get these guys back on the floor, not just for us, but for them. The time frame that it's been that they've been out, you're just happy to see them, to be a part of it, to be able to practice, to get up and down with the guys. And again, we always talk about it, and we just ask the question. It's bigger than just being on the court just for the game. It's big to be on the court and in the locker room with your guys, sharing that camaraderie and that chemistry for one another.
Speaking of that camaraderie and chemistry, I know you guys just had a motivational speaker, some team bonding time. Just talk about that.
It was more team building. Steve Schembaum, we call him Shemmy. He did an unbelievable job of just exactly what I just talked about with Luke, is that it's bigger than the game. It's more about, seeing each other as young men that are going through whatever we're going through, being able to continue to grow together, to build together, to see each other in the light of everything that's happening and going on. I think it was great. I think it's great for our guys, for our group, just to continue to build that bond that they already have.
Do you have a sense of if Jalen or J.I. will be able to play on either of the back-to-backs?
I don't think I'm going to give it some time to see how they respond, obviously, to how the practices have been, and then kind of move forward from there.
So you're not sure about their status for tomorrow?
I'm not sure about their status for tomorrow.
With Bull, you mentioned you want to feel better. I'm assuming he just didn't feel well, and that's why you got placed in the protocols in the first place.
Health and safety protocols, yep.
Has something we were trying to look up before. How's the protocols changed in terms of just getting back to on the practice floor or getting back to play? I know last year I think it was 5 days. Has that changed at all in terms of the getting back to court process?
Kobe, honestly, right now, I'd have to go look at the rule book in this moment in time, and I'm not doing that because we're standing right here. But at the end of the day, we'll get back to you on that one after I look through the rules and regulations of what those protocols have changed over in the year.
Jamal, wanted to ask about Kevon. It's a two-way guy that has, earned his time on the floor, based on necessity, but really, his play. What can you speak about the job he's done here in his first season with this team?
Well, that's just talking to, some of the guys in there, just understanding that leadership comes from different places, and it's not necessarily the title of two-way, right? He's given the example of what it means to work for everything he's gotten, communicate at a high level of leadership. He and Schofield have done a tremendous job in whatever role they've been given, but it's not, labeled to who's the number one guy or the 15th guy or the 17th guy. They've earned everything that they've done, and they continue to earn it. So that's always an example for how close we are with Lakeland, and as well as like how much we value within this organization, like being a part of the building and the growth of each guy.
Yep.